Hello, good day. I hope you are fine, safe, and coping well with your online learning during this critical stage of COVID-19 pandemic. The title of this video is Capital Structure and Introduction. How should a company go about choosing its capital structure? What considerations should guide the capital structure decision? This video introduces the capital structure concept and provides an overview of the Modigliani and Miller theorem. Hopefully, the outline will support you in subsequent detailed learning about the capital structure theory. There are some formula and calculation involved, and I believe using examples can enhance your learning and understanding. Due to the length of the video, I'm going to do that in subsequent videos. For a start, this video is an introduction. Stay tuned. What is capital structure? Capital structure is the mix or proportion of a firm's permanent long-term financing used to fund its overall operations and growth. It is the way a firm finances its assets through some combination of equity, debt, or hybrid securities. Equity may come in the form of common stock or retained earnings, while debt may come in the form of bond issues or loans. Capital structure refers to the makeup of a firm's capitalization. When analysts refer to capital structure, they are most likely referring to a firm's debt-to-equity ratio, which provides insight into how risky a company's borrowing practice is. Usually, a company that is heavily financed by debt has a more aggressive capital structure and therefore poses greater risk to investors. This risk, however, may be the primary source of the firm's growth. Capital structure is one of the most complex areas of financial decision-making because of its interrelationship with other financial decision variables. Recall that the objective of any financial decision is to maximize the shareholders' wealth or increase the firm's value. Effective capital structure decisions can lower the cost of capital, resulting in higher net present values and more acceptable investment projects, and thereby increasing the value of the firm. Capital structure decision is important as it can utilize available funds, minimize cost of capital, reduce solvency or financial risk, maximize return, and increase the value of a firm. In addition, a good capital structure does not allow the equity shareholders' control on business to be diluted. Here is a list of important questions to ask when thinking about the capital structure decision of a company. What is capital structure theory? Capital structure theory studies relationship. What are the variables explored by capital structure theory? Well, take note of the words highlighted in colors. That is what capital theory is trying to study. In 1958, Franco Modigliani and Merton Muller, commonly known as M&M, demonstrated algebraically that assuming perfect markets, The capital structure that a firm chooses does not affect its value. The Modigliani-Miller theorems represent a major milestone in the corporate finance theory. The theorem deals with the relationship between the value of a company and its debt-equity structure. I would strongly encourage you to read the original journal articles. Modigliani and Miller won Nobel Prizes in economics in 1985 and 1990, respectively, in part for their contributions to what often referred to as capital structure irrelevance and dividend irrelevance theorems. What are the key points of the theorem? In perfect capital market, capital structure is irrelevant. What does it mean by irrelevant? Irrelevance means the capital structure that a firm chooses does not affect its value. Modigliani and Miller contended that in a perfect capital market, the value of a company depends simply on its income stream and the degree of business risk, regardless of the way in which its income was split between owners and lenders, i.e., its capital structure. This position is sometimes referred to as capital structure independence, since the value of the firm is independent of how it has been financed, that is, its capital structure. The theorem has two propositions. Take note that proposition 1 focuses on the value of firm. Proposition 2 is about the required rate of return and weighted average cost of capital. The theorem assumes that the capital market is perfect. Some of the key assumptions underlying the proposition include the following. After reading the list of assumptions from the previous slide, let me ask you a question. Are the perfect market assumptions realistic? What do you think? Are we living in a perfect world with no taxes, no transaction costs, no information asymmetries? I'm sure your answer is no, right? Then, why we bother to learn capital structure issues using unrealistic assumptions? Here is the reason why. A good starting point is to view and approach the problem from the pie model. The pie in question is the sum of the capital of the firm, which consists of debt and equity. Value of a firm V is equal to B plus S. Let's take a guess what is B and S stand for in this case. Remember, our objective is to make the pie as big as possible. That is, maximize the value of firm. B stand for bond and S stand for shares. There are two possible ways of slicing this pie between share and bond. 40% share, 60% bond, or 60% share, 40% bond. If the goal of the management of the firm is to make the firm as valuable as possible, then the firm should pick the debt-equity ratio that makes the pie the total value as big as possible. How should we cut the pie then? Good question. We are going to learn further. Let's try and fill in the blank in the two boxes to test your understanding. It is important to note that managers should choose the capital structure that they believe will have the highest firm value because this capital structure will be the most beneficial to the firm's shareholders. Changes in capital structure benefit the shareholders if and only if the value of the firm increases. The theorem has two propositions. Proposition 1 relates the capital structure with value of firm. Proposition 2 focuses on two variables, cost of equity and weighted average cost of capital. We are going to study Proposition 1 and Proposition 2 under three scenarios. Scenario 1 assumes the firm operates in a world with no corporate taxes. Scenario 2 considers a world with corporate taxes. And Scenario 3 includes the effect of financial distress costs. Knowing the frame is important so that you are not confused over the many formulas involved in subsequent learning. I would encourage you to keep this frame in mind. Identify the situation by the three scenarios. This slide provides a summary of the propositions under Scenario 1, that is, assuming a world with no taxes. The first figure illustrates the impact of capital structure on the value of firm. The second figure shows the cost of equity and WACC. A list of relevant formula to calculate the value of firm, cost of equity, and WACC is also provided. This slide serves as a summary for your learning. I believe if you can visualize the concept graphically, it can really help you in the understanding. I'm going to explain to you the theory behind the figures in the upcoming videos. Definitely. This slide provides a summary of the propositions under Scenario 2. In a world with corporate taxes, the figures and formula for the value of firm, cost of equity, and WACC are provided here. If you could have noticed, the figures and formula in Scenario 2 are not the same as the first scenario. Well, just compare and find out the differences yourself for the time being. I'm going to explain to you the theory in the upcoming videos. This slide is about Scenario 3, with financial distress costs considered. Again, the figures are slightly different. The financial distress cost has impacts on the value of firm, cost of equity, and WACC. The pie is also different. It is cut into 4. Why is that so? We shall learn more. Stay tuned. Finally, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you have benefited from the presentation and content in this video. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe or share. Thank you, see you and goodbye.